And welcome to the Bluegrass Sports Show, or
The BS Show. Two fat guys talking crap. I'm Perry.
I'm Carl. And what we're doing today for you is the top 5 current playing small forwards. And hopefully there's a little more, not disagreement, but difference, and a little more conversing, even though the last video was super long for you guys. Once again, going to try and keep that down to about 15 minutes. Going to try. Anyway, so do we want to just go ahead and jumpstart into this, or do you have something you want to say?
Howdy. Go ahead.
And thank you to everybody that has subscribed and is viewing these videos. We do enjoy it, and we love feedback. So definitely give us some feedback on what we're about to say. But anyway, jumping right into it.
Anything whatsoever.
Yes, suggestions is a big one. We're running out of ideas here. We're stupid. But anyway, number 1.
He's stupid.
Is the last thing we're going to say, number 5 through 1. So, do you want me to start?
Yeah, I went first last time.
Okay, so my number 5, and we are a little bit more prepared. I'm still an idiot, though, so I don't know if I'm really prepared, but we're a little more. So, at number 5, I'm going Carmelo Anthony. I'm going Carmelo Anthony at number 5.
I don't even know if Melo's top 10 anymore.
Dude, I hate Melo. I hate Melo. But, I mean, offensively, he's still
Selfish.
really good. But, yes, he is selfish. But he's really good.
He's a decent rebounder, but he don't play defense. He can't
so
if he
what?
wants
James
to,
Harden
but he doesn't.
led our shooting guard. Listen, he don't play defense.
But James Harden was an MVP candidate.
Yeah, I mean,
and
he was a
runner-up
lot better offensively.
and led the league in assists. So your point is
well,
it's
may
not
have led
valid.
the league. I don't know if he actually
I'm
did,
pretty sure he did.
Anyway.
I don't like Melo. Not at number 5. I don't even
I'm
know.
glad we've already got some controversy here, though. I like it.
My number 5 would lock Melo down.
Who is your number 5?
Paul George.
God. You're right. He should have been my number 5.
Yeah, he should have been your number 5. Paul George, good
He
scorer.
should have.
I don't know if he's an all-time great scorer at this point. All-time great. Classifying 25 to 30 points a game. That's pretty good scoring for a season. I don't know if he's necessarily that. He's a good shooter, excellent defender. I think he's a very poor teammate at scoring.
Not as bad as Carmelo Anthony, though. I don't think
so.
Paul George is worse with his mouth. Anthony's worse with his play.
You want to know what happened to Roy Hibbert? Why he got terrible?
Why he got terrible? What's that?
His woman had an affair with Paul George. Why they were on the same team.
What?
And I think Paul George got her pregnant.
Paul George might be better looking. Who knows? He's definitely making more money.
I don't know if it was at the time.
But I mean, there's been other situations.
Well, I'm
where
sure there has been. But these situations continue to follow.
If we got LeBron and what's his name?
Kyrie.
No.
Wade.
No, we're going way back. His first playing days.
Dante West.
Yes. And banging his mom.
No, he's just a drug addict.
That was a little,
Dante West.
That may be worse.
Dante West looks like he's from London, Kentucky in a meth house. But with Paul George, very good defender. Like I said, he's got a lot of off-the-court teammate issues that just keep popping up with him. Of course, going back to this past year, I have to take that shot.
Yes.
Rick and Irv.
Yes.
Glad
you brought that up.
I used to love Paul George. Paul George used to be my top 3 favorite players in the league. Let's go.
I did not know that story with Hibbert. And just last year, completely dropped him in my eye with that whole, I have to take the last shot. No, you don't. No, you don't. Not at all. I don't care if you're the star. No, you don't. You do not have to take the last shot.
Now, you should want to take that last shot.
Yes, but look at how many championships have been won off a non-star player taking a shot.
Are you giving a shout-out to Steve Kerr right now?
Steve Kerr, Big Shot Bob, Derek Fisher.
Big Shot Bob.
Big Shot Bob's the man. So you do not have to take that last shot. That is stupid, ludicrous. You don't have to take that last shot. And that may be why I completely forgot about Paul George. But that he dropped me.
May I make a bold statement?
What's that?
I think our list of 5 in this category is going to be the most star-studded and most elite group of the entire league.
I agree. I completely agree with that.
Would you like to know my number 4?
Sure. Let's jump right with it.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Huh.
He's the future.
I agree.
He is the future at that position.
I agree. He's tough.
He and Anthony Davis are the most freaky things I've ever seen in my life. I swear to God.
Shout out.
There was. Oh, I've got an interruption. Never mind. Sorry.
You ruined the video right there. That was garbage. Anyway, go
Are
ahead.
you talking trash about my tractors?
No, because nothing. Sorry,
I forgot what kind of hat I had on. Anyways, Giannis, there was a point last year where I swear he jumped from the 3-point line and dunked.
Giannis is amazing.
I mean, he's in essence, he's got the perfect head coach because he is a stretched out version, really stretched out version of Jason Kidd.
Really stretched out version.
A really good defender.
Yes.
He's not a shooter, but he can make an open shot.
Speaking of it, I can't wait to see how good Jason Kidd gets as a coach.
Me either. I thought whenever the Nets sold their soul to try to win and brought him in as a coach, I thought that would work because I thought those guys would respect him. I don't think they ever did, and that was sad.
That's stupid, yes.
But Giannis, great playmaker, really good scorer, great rebounder.
He came out of nowhere.
Giannis, Anthony Davis, and Karl Towns are the future of the NBA.
Yeah, the 3 future stars right there.
Positionless players.
Yep. Giannis is my number 4.
Okay.
As well. That's why I'm right there with you on that. Okay. So we've talked enough about Giannis and his freak show.
I mean, he's the Greek freak. I mean, it's in his nickname.
He's definitely amazing. The only thing is it's hard to move him up on my list. It's too hard at this point.
It's kind of like the top 10 all time we had, where you could make an argument seemingly for everybody on the list.
But I don't know if Giannis has done enough at this point to me to be in my top 3.
It doesn't. I'm going to tell you this. It does matter to an instance as to what they've done as far as where they're at ranking-wise in the league now. But it's just what they're building on right now. Giannis had the Bucks were, if Jabari Parker comes back healthy and did anything at all.
I'm anxious to see how good, if he comes back healthy, how good he can be.
Yes.
I am. I'm anxious to see that.
Who'd be your Trace?
Oh, my 3. That would be Kevin Durant.
Wow.
At number 3.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Do tell. Please justify this.
As Kevin Durant at number 3.
Yes, justify it.
Okay. So, I'm guessing he's not at your number 3. But.
Go ahead. I'm ready to hear this.
Well, it's not really a case. I can't justify him being at number 3 without talking about the 2 that's above him. You know what I mean? Because there's no way to knock Kevin Durant. I can just give you reasons why I put the other 2 above him. He is a fantastic, and that's why I said Giannis is not in my top 3 yet. Is because Kevin Durant is at the bottom of my top 3, and this is Kevin Durant we're talking about. You know what I mean?
Yes.
He's amazing, phenomenal scorer, and 7'1", somewhere in that range.
He's listed, I think, at 6'9".
No, he came out and said that was BS last year.
Well, I mean, you can look at the Olympic picture from last year
and him
where
standing
he's
next
towering
to
over Cousins.
Yes. He said without his shoes on now, he's like 7 and 10.
That's so stupid.
Yeah, and so that's a small forward, right? That's what we're talking about right now. That's playing small forward.
It's a rather large small forward.
Yes, it's a huge small forward. The only player that came close to that, I mean, in recent memory would be like Kevin Garnett or Giannis.
Yep.
He's like 6'10" or something.
Yep.
And Kevin Garnett switched to point guard rather quickly.
Kevin Garnett switched to point guard?
Or power forward, sorry. He switched to, he came in, when he originally came in, they started him at small forward.
Okay.
Because of his ability to shoot. He could shoot decently. But he quickly switched to power forward. So
that's news to me. I didn't know that.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But he quickly switched to power forward. We've not seen, till Giannis has came along 2, 3, 4 years ago, Kevin Durant was the freak, you know, with how big, tall he was at small forward. With the handling skills he's got, too. This guy can handle the ball. He's a great scorer, handle the ball, and he's great defensively. He's so long and lanky. Defensively, he's a menace. I mean, he's really somebody that's going to aggravate you. He can easily block centers because he's right there with them. You know what I mean? But yet he can go guard shooting guards. And it's crazy to me to think that, you know, he's not in the top 3 for anybody else. You know what I mean? I know you got him in there, but I'm saying if anybody don't, they're kind of stupid.
You ready for my number 3?
Yes.
I can't believe you had Durant at number 3 because I do too. Kevin Durant.
That was nice. You had me. I was like, man.
Yes. Kevin Durant's also my number 3, and one thing he goes along. You've already said all there is to say about Durant.
Exactly.
You value his defensive ability much more than I do. I think his defensive ability is greatly helped by his length.
Oh, yeah,
size.
definitely, yes.
His natural defensive ability, I don't think, is as good, but his length and his size makes it very difficult.
Yeah.
But someone who has the ability to take over offensively, an elite scorer with size,
take over the entire game. Yeah,
can still score on him.
Yeah.
My number 2, I'm going to jump to number 2, is Kawhi Leonard. And Kawhi Leonard, the gap between LeBron and the rest of the league has been wide for a while. Now, Durant made cases to make that much smaller in this year's finals. But as far as being the most complete player in the world, Kawhi Leonard is as close as it gets. Kawhi Leonard is the...
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say Kawhi Leonard is the best player in the basketball world, not named LeBron James. And he's inching closer. He is an all-time great defender. If I was to make a list right now of the top 5 defenders all time, I would put Kawhi Leonard on that list. He's not the playmaker. LeBron is, but he's coming into his
realm. And that's
rim.
the same thing that's holding Kevin Durant back. That's the only reason I put LeBron above him.
Well, I think Durant's a better playmaker than what Leonard is. It's just
but I'm saying you're talking about LeBron being the number 1 player in the world.
And it's not that he's a bad playmaker. It's just the system he's in with San Antonio. There's so much passing already.
Yes.
Everybody gets assists on that team. With Kawhi Leonard, and you can go back, and I understand it's one game, but you can go back and watch him in the way that he was himself by himself, completely eviscerating the Warriors in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals this year. Mm-hmm. He was shutting down Durant.
Yes.
And then carrying the Spurs. The Spurs were up 25.
Oh, yeah.
Whenever he went
Before he went down. I know.
And then they lost.
I was so disappointed when I seen him go down.
Kawhi Leonard is the... It's hard to argue against LeBron because LeBron is what he is. But
that's what I was going to say earlier, to make a point on what you're saying right now. That door of LeBron easily being, without argument, the best player in the world is quickly closing. I think so. I think it's quickly closing. If we're looking at 2 years ago, it's wide open. Kevin Durant's the only player in competition.
I don't think it's closing because LeBron's getting worse. I think LeBron is still fantastic.
Yes, but the league's getting better.
Yes, and not just the league. Kawhi Leonard is that good. Kawhi Leonard would be my first pick to build a franchise around. And I would pick him over Anthony Davis. I just said that Giannis, Davis, and Towns are the future of the league.
But
they're the future of Kawhi Leonard's league.
Yes, Kawhi Leonard's there.
Kawhi Leonard,
he's there.
He is the man.
And he's still got room to improve. He's there and he's still got room to improve.
He is the man.
We talked about on our all-time, videos, we talked about Tim Duncan being a selfless player.
Yes.
Kawhi Leonard's that player. And kudos to the Spurs.
He's Tim Duncan reincarnated with his attitude.
Kudos to the Spurs for being able to get these.
That's what David Robinson was.
I know, that's what I'm saying. The Spurs organization.
Sean Elliott.
Phenomenal. You guys are phenomenal. But they're still smart enough to go get these players.
Parker, Manu Ginobili.
Yes, they are smart enough to go get these players.
Boris Diaw went down there and he was fantastic.
Done great, yes. Who was a okay role player with Phoenix.
He spent some time in Charlotte, too.
Young in his career, But the Spurs are just phenomenal. And Kawhi Leonard is there. He's there, and that's what I mean. I mean, when you talk about Giannis and Kevin Durant is not – he's another one that ain't falling down.
And don't take this as disrespect to Kevin Durant.
Not at all.
Take this as the utmost respect for what Kawhi Leonard is and is going to be.
And Giannis, too, because Giannis is quickly becoming my number 3.
I don't know.
He is. I think in 2 years or so, he's number 3.
Possible, but I don't know.
I see it. So, because he's LeBron. He's LeBron. He's just not got his as much physical gifts as LeBron. He's just not quite as big and maybe not as smart yet of a basketball player.
So, are we to number 1 talking about LeBron now?
Well, that's kind of given.
I mean,
we are LeBron at number 1 as a unit. But like I said, I mean, to me, that door is definitely closing. But it's not because LeBron's fallen or Kevin Durant falling out of the top 3. It's not because him, falling down, getting worse. It's because the league is improving so much.
LeBron is still on the escalator going up. It's just he's got some guys behind him who are skipping steps.
Yeah, they're going up a lot faster.
Yep.
They're going up a lot faster. And, I mean, LeBron's going up when you're talking all time. He has no room, to go up as far as being the best. They're chasing, not even all time, they're chasing being the best player in the world.
Yes.
And if that's not drive, that somebody you're playing against every season, LeBron don't have that drive. He's got drive to maintain his and chase Jordan. Jordan's no longer playing. You know where your bar is. They think their bar is constantly rising. So they are trying that much harder. And I think, like I said, that door's coming to a close. I think it is. I think in a couple of years, it's going to be an argument.
You're not getting any argument from me. You heard what I said.
So, guys, that does it for our top 5 small forwards. And after so much up talk, number 3 through 1, there's no even argument whatsoever.
No.
We agreed at every position. That's pretty sad.
I was shocked that you agreed with me on that.
No,
I thought that was going to be
no. With somebody who places so much value on defense. Kevin Durant's not a bad defender, but Kawhi Leonard, like you said, I don't know if I would say top 5 of all time.
Do a spurt,
but he's definitely top 10. But he is a phenomenal defender. But I don't know. I'd have to do with some thinking.
You want to know who he is?
I'd have to do some thinking.
You want to know who he is?
Who's that?
He is James Worthy mixed with Scottie Pippen.
Okay. Well, I can't make an argument against that.
Just watch him the way he plays offensively. James Worthy couldn't shoot. Pippen could towards the end of his career. But the way he attacks the basket, he plays like James Worthy.
I think he may be almost at the level Pippen is now with shooting, and he's still young.
I think he's a better shooter than Pippen ever was.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. And he's still young.
And I'm going to tell you right now, he's a better defender than Pippen ever was. Right now.
I don't know. I probably would say that. I'm not too high on Pippen.
He's guarding. Look at the guys that he's guarding.
He gets that. Yeah, he gets that job, and especially at the small forward position. We just talked about the 3 best players in the league are arguably LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Durant. So he's guarding the 2 best players. Not in the league. Yeah, in the league, in the world, whatever. He's guarding arguably the 2 best players in the league / world on a nightly basis. Or not. You know what I'm saying? He's always got that task. He is phenomenal. There's no doubt about it. And that's what I mean. That door is coming to a close. I'm sorry, LeBron, but that door is coming to a close.
Speaking of small forward, I want to get this in here before we wrap up this video. One of my favorite small forwards of all time. He's officially retired now. Front office job with the Memphis Grizzlies. Tayshaun Prince, you're forever in my heart. I love you.
Tayshaun Prince. Another Kentucky boy. And when we talk about defensive.
Yes.
Yeah, Tayshaun Prince.
One of the best blocks in history.
And quiet as well. Another quiet player.
He was an All-American.
He was tough, dude. Well, he was part of that Pistons team that knocked off the Heat or the Lakers. So, yeah, I know. I'm right there with you. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I do apologize that there wasn't more debate, but some of you all might argue with our picks.
And you will.
Especially that Carmelo Anthony pick. I did kind of forget about Paul George, but I don't like either of them. I don't like them. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you liked it, click that like button. Just make Perry happy. Don't smack your screen. And that subscribe button. Make sure you subscribe. As we said earlier, leave your comments and any videos you would like to see released. And it don't matter. We really are doing all sports. We're just right now on basketball. But we're willing to do all sports. Just may take some studying in certain areas for each of us. We have different areas that we really like. So, but we're willing to do all sports. I don't care what it is. If you want to hear it, comment it down there. Let us know. We will try to get a video in. You got anything you want to add? That's it? A little wink?
That's it.
All right. That's for the ladies. Has to be. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Have a good night.